A simple woman was called a thief, until her billionaire husband bought the $15 million necklace in cash. She only touched the necklace for a second, just 1 second, and the alarms went off. "Ma'am, please don't move," the store clerk said coldly, stepping in front of her like she was dangerous. Sofia Palmer froze, heart racing. The soft hum of chatter in the upscale Manhattan jewelry store stopped instantly. All eyes turned to her, some confused, some amused, others judging. In her modest coat, worn shoes, and with her hair tied back in a plain braid, she didn't belong here. And in that moment, the world made that very clear. "I was just looking," Sofia whispered, her voice trembling as the clerk motioned for security. "You were tampering with the sensor," the manager accused sharply. "We've had issues lately. People pretending to browse. You fit the pattern." A security guard approached. "Please step outside with me, ma'am." She didn't resist. She couldn't even speak. Her fingers were shaking, her eyes stinging with shame. She could feel the heat of every stare piercing her skin like needles. She wasn't a thief. She was just tired. A tired woman who'd stepped into the wrong world, one made of gold and glass, of silks and sneers. A world that didn't welcome women like her. They didn't know who she really was. 3 years ago, Sofia Palmer was just another waitress in a Brooklyn diner. Her life was simple, gritty, honest, and filled with small dreams. She took care of her sick mother, worked double shifts, and walked home late every night under flickering street lamps. She didn't ask for much. A hot shower. A meal on the table. Maybe one day, a little home of her own. Then one rainy Thursday, he walked in. Nathaniel Royce. He ordered black coffee, no sugar. He wore a crumpled hoodie and jeans. He sat in her section 3 nights in a row, always alone. He looked lost. They talked. Then they talked more. And something started. Nathaniel never told her who he was. Not at first. Only after 6 months did she learn the man she loved, kind, thoughtful, and often barefoot in her kitchen, was the son of the Royce family empire, worth billions. But he'd walked away from it all after a public fallout with his father. He was done with the lies, the luxury, the legacy. He just wanted to be real. He found that with Sofia. They married in secret, simple, quiet. A courthouse wedding. No press, no diamonds. Just them. Nathaniel used his own savings. He refused to touch family money. But money has a way of finding you, especially when people want to control you. After his father passed suddenly from a stroke, Nathaniel was forced to return to the family business. Sofia stood by him. Even when the board doubted her. Even when society snubbed her. Even when magazines labeled her the waitress wife. And now, here, someone was calling her a thief. Outside the store, the wind cut through her coat as she stood humiliated, flanked by 2 security guards. Her phone buzzed. She didn't answer. She didn't know what to say to Nathaniel. Until a black Bentley pulled up. The driver stepped out and opened the back door. Nathaniel stepped out in a tailored navy suit, his jaw set like steel. "What's going on here?" he asked calmly, his voice dangerous. "This woman was caught handling one of our high-value pieces improperly," the store manager said smugly, still holding the necklace in gloved hands. Nathaniel walked up to Sofia. "Did you take anything?" "No," she whispered. "I didn't even move it. I just touched it." The manager scoffed. "Well, then she shouldn't be in here if she can't afford anything." Nathaniel turned to the man. "How much is it?" "Excuse me?" "The necklace," Nathaniel said. "How much?" $15 million, the manager replied with a smirk. "Not that it matters." Nathaniel didn't flinch. "Wrap it up. I'll take it." The silence was thunderous. The manager blinked. "Pardon?" "In fact," Nathaniel added, turning to the security guard, "if this is how you treat your customers, I'll take my business elsewhere after this. This woman is my wife. You just accused the wife of Nathaniel Royce of theft. The manager paled. Nathaniel turned to Sofia. Come on, love. We've got better things to do than waste time with people who confuse decency with wealth. Inside, the clerk was scrambling to bag the necklace. Nathaniel paid. In cash. No questions asked. As they walked out, Sofia felt the eyes again, but this time, they weren't laughing. Back in the car, Sofia sat in silence, clutching the velvet bag. Her fingers trembled again, not from fear, but from something heavier. I didn't want the necklace, she said softly. I was just curious. It reminded me of one my mom used to talk about. A princess necklace. I never touched anything like it before. Nathaniel took her hand. You don't need to explain anything to me. They thought I was a thief. They were wrong. She turned to him. Why did you buy it? He smiled gently. Because I never want you to feel small again. Because I want the world to know who you are. Not for the diamonds, or the money, but because you deserve to be seen, not judged. And if the only language they speak is wealth, then I'll use it to remind them what real class looks like. She looked away, blinking back tears. I'm still just a waitress, she said. He shook his head. No. You're the woman who saved me when I had nothing. You taught me how to be real. You reminded me what love is. And today? You walked through shame with grace. That's more than I've ever done. Weeks later, the media picked up the story. Some spun it into gossip. Waitress wife's $15 million necklace. Others called it a love story for the ages. But the truth stayed quiet, wrapped in velvet and silence. Sofia never wore the necklace. Instead, she donated it to a foundation that helped women wrongly accused or overlooked. She called it the Grace Fund. And every time she passed that jewelry store, she didn't feel small anymore. She felt seen. Moral: never mistake simplicity for weakness. Sometimes, the strongest people wear the plainest clothes, and they walk through fire with quiet grace.